Congratulations is in order for Christopher Joseph Park, aka the Monster Abyss. For those who don't know, last night, if you didn't watch Impact Wrestling, they made an announcement to revealing of who was going to be inducted to this year's Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2018. And some of us were speculating, at the time, could it be either James Storm or the Monster Abyss? One of those two has got to be that's got to be in that category. And some more people saying, like an AJ Styles, a Samoa Joe, a Bobby Roode, an Eric Young, a Bobby Lashley, even though those guys are in WWE. Some people were speculating maybe the Beautiful People or maybe Shark Boy. And some people even thought, it was Dixie Carter. And I said when I tweeted to Impact Wrestling, when when it comes to the whole subject of who's going to be revealed for to be inducted into the TNA, or should I say Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame, and I tweeted anyone but Dixie. And some people thought it was going to be Vince Russo. I'm like, why? He's an idiot. He's garbage. And yeah, some people are saying it's gonna be a Jay Lito, who used to be in TNA at one point, Impact Wrestling. But yeah, well, people also thought it was gonna be either a Christopher Daniels or Frankie Kazarian. Just to name a few that could be a possibility. Some people said it was gonna be either Bully Ray, even though Bully Ray is already in the Hall of Fame. When it comes to Team 3D, well, whatever. Hmm. But yeah, after hearing the announcement that you basically watching this video package, this amazing video package to showcase the legendary monster Abyss. So yes, Abyss, who will be going into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame, which is good, is amazing. Is well deserved, and finally, a TNA original is finally going into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. Some people say, well, what about Gail Kim? She wasn't there from the beginning. She was still in WWE at the time. But the Monster Abyss, he was there from the very beginning. He was there since day one. Same thing with James Storm. Even though James Storm's not there anymore, but I thought he was gonna be one. I thought he could have been a candidate to be in it, but he's not. But either way, Abyss is a good start. And let's look at the history of the Monster Abyss when it comes to his run in TNA, all the way to becoming basically when it was called NWA TNA to TNA to Impact Wrestling. And I guess you could also doing a little bit of Global Force Wrestling, even for a little bit, even though Jeff Jarrett screwed that up. But yeah, let's go through this history of the Monster Abyss. So the Monster Abyss, he actually first came in as Chris Park, then later I think it was Chris Justice, if I'm mistaken. But then they repackaged him to be called the Monster Abyss, and alongside with him is his manager, James Mitchell, who later on ends up becoming Father James Mitchell when it comes to the storyline why he became Father James Mitchell. And also when it comes to him of his old gimmick, Sinister Minister. He's a father, but he's got an evil side of him. But the Monster Abyss, where I first saw him, with his original mask, the original Monster Abyss mask, I loved it. I love this Monster Abyss character. The way he looked, the way he looked apart, just an aura of what the Monster Abyss was during that time. He had a lot of crazy hardcore matches. During those days against Raven. I guess he also had one against Christian Cage at one point. Christian from WWE. When it comes to Edge and Christian. Had a lot of crazy matches with AJ Styles. Um, and even have his own type of match called Monsters Ball. It's like basically it's a hardcore type of match. That you can do whatever you want in that match. And he also had battles against Jeff Hardy when it comes to the first ever Full Metal Mayhem. But basically, and then when it comes to the storyline with the Monster Abyss with James Mitchell, with him being the manager, where later on, basically, like I said, a lot of crazy hardcore matches the Monster Abyss has, with like guys, again, guys like Rhino, Jeff Hardy, Raven, AJ Styles, and the list goes on, as the year goes by, when it comes to the Monster Abyss. He at one point captured the the NWA World Championship. When basically what comes to in TNA when it was finding the identity they find that identity at one point. And after he became that champion, he has been champion. He didn't become champion again, but he's captured other championship titles in TNA, like the yeah, the X Division Championship, which he tried to call it the Extreme Championship belt at one point. He became a TV champion. He became a World Tag Team Champion with one with James Storm and one with Crazy Steve. And basically, when it comes to James Storm, it was when they were doing this faction called the Revolution. Basically like taking the name Revolution's faction from WCW and TNA. Did something different with that one. And when it comes to Crazy Steve, when it comes to the Monster Abyss becoming the Decay version of Abyss, everything to him is beautiful. Um, he also was a NWA World Tag Team Champion with AJ Styles at one point. And there's other things he won too. Because of his achievements, for example, for having winning match of the year 2005 against Sabu in a Barbed Warrior Massacre. That's another match another hardcore match that Abyss had, with another legend in the wrestling business. The suicidal, homicidal, and genocidal death-defying maniac, Sabu. Excuse me. But also, he became the second TNA Grand Champion, the fourth TNA Triple Crown Champion. He's won the Fight for the Right tournament back in 2006. He's won the Gauntlet for the Gold in 2005 to go to the Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, I believe it was during that year that he won the TNA World Championship, which at the time was just called the NWA World Championship. Mm. But basically, and when it comes to the Monster Abyss, his character was about not speaking. Only James Mitchell, father James Mitchell, did all the talking. And then he had a storyline with Sting, where Sting revealed to everyone that the Monster Abyss, because of who he is behind the mask, known as Chris Park. And this will lead to a breakup for James Mitchell and Abyss later on, where Abyss becomes a babyface. And Abyss starts talking a little bit because Sting's helping him find his path to move away from James Mitchell. Then later on, they did a storyline where James Mitchell, who is the father of the Monster Abyss, and he brought in and James Mitchell brought in Abyss's son, Abyss's brother. I meant to say, excuse me, Judas Macias, who is now called Mil Muertes in Lucha Underground. And they basically did a storyline too where he became father James Mitchell because of that. And also they did some about some woman playing the role of being Abyss's mother that James Mitchell knocked up. They gave birth to the Monster Abyss. It was a unique storyline at one point. And then Abyss went away he came back to wearing all white, and his mask had a different color, like a silver black type of thing. And then and also he had a psychologist, Dr. Stevie, Stevie Richards. Because of him no longer doing violence, no more weapons, no more being the old Abyss. This is the new Abyss. The new Abyss who's who doesn't want to do violence anymore. It was weird. It was a weird storyline they were doing, but you know, that was the thing they were into. That was the thing they were into with Monster Abyss. Trying to reinvent on the Monster Abyss at one point. But then he broke away from that, and then he became the Monster Abyss again. And at one point when Hulk Hogan came in, along with Eric Bischoff and all that, Hulk, the Monster Abyss was not being the monster that he was being anymore. So Hulk Hogan gave him his Hall of Fame ring, and he became the Monster Abyss. When he's talking about Hulk Hogan and all that, and doing everything that Hulk Hogan has done. So basically his logo was red and yellow, but his outfit was still black. And then also Monster Abyss became a heel against Hulk Hogan, and saying that they are coming, and when they are coming, they're going to take over this company. And sure enough, it led to Bound for Glory, where it was all a ruse that Hulk Hogan planned this all along with guys with Jeff Jarrett, Eric Bischoff, Jeff Hardy, and the whole thing that they did with that where Monster Abyss also introduces his weapon. You know how Cactus Jack always introduces his weapon when it comes to the barbed wire bat, the 2x4 wrapped around called Barbie. Well, Abyss has a 2x4, a black one with nails sticking out. Yeah, like a ridiculous type of nail sticking out of it, and he called it Janice. So because about that whole thing, Abyss became one of the members of Immortal. But then when it went, then he was kicked out of that group 2 years ago. 2 years later during that time. Basically, it happened back in 2010, and then 2012 he not being a member anymore of the faction. And from there, Monster Abyss had been feuding with Bully Ray afterwards. And it had some crazy matches with Bully Ray too, by the way. And all of a sudden, the Monster Abyss was gone, and he came back to being Joseph Park, a lawyer, or should I say, the phony lawyer, where he's looking for his brother Abyss, and then it led to Joseph Park, training to be a wrestler, even though it was a little hokey, below that, but at the same time, it worked. In a way, it kind of worked. And then he's to try to find his brother Abyss and all that. And then when they came to the storyline with Eric Young, where he had some crazy matches with Eric Young too, by the way, Monsters Ball and all that, it reveals that Eric Young unmasked the Monster Abyss. And by the way, Abyss had a new mask, by the way. I hated it. I mean, I get where it was going for that one. I tried to get used to it, but at that time I couldn't get used to it. I couldn't get used to it, but as the years went by, I was like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. I still hated that look on the mask. They should have brought back the original Abyss mask. But anyways, so Eric Young revealed that Joseph Park is the Monster Abyss and all that. And then later on, after Abyss came back and all that, Abyss and ends up years later ends up being with Crazy Steve and Rosemary when they formed this tag team or faction, if you want to say, Decay. One of my favorite factions when it comes to at the time when it was still called TNA. And basically Abyss was doing the mask, that disgusting mask. I never liked it. And then he traded that mask because they became tag team champions. Rosemary spit the mist in his face, and he had a face paint, and he was known as being beautiful, as you always keep referring. And when it comes to Decay, having some great matches against the Broken Hardys, when it comes to when the Broken Brilliance came to play in TNA at the time, which was actually the best thing ever that professional wrestling has ever done. And then when the Hardys left and went to WWE, that all went downhill from there because WWE fucked it up. But anyways, but yeah, the Decay was a great faction in my opinion. in TNA, and then they decided to break it up, and then Joseph Park came back, and I didn't like that Joseph Park came back. But I was like, you know what, it is what it is. I guess it's the way for just for Abyss. When it comes to the person playing Abyss, doesn't want to take any more of that crazy bumps that much anyways. Not to be in that type of hardcore matches anymore. But anyways. And Abyss did not only just was only known for being in TNA. He's also known for being in Ring of Honor, and I think also he may have been in AAA as the Monster Abyss. Yeah, he has. And basically, AAA is Lucha Libre AAA worldwide. So, and then it came to a point where Abyss came back at one point from Anniversary 15. When it comes to Father James Mitchell, coming back and giving his mask. And I say to myself, I wish he would have given the original Abyss mask instead of that piece of trash mask. And then the Monster Abyss has made his final appearances against Kong Kong this year because of that feud, where when Father James Mitchell came back, when it comes to Abyss, with Father James Mitchell against Kong with Jimmy Jacobs. And that was the last appearance that the Monster Abyss made against Kong, where they had a Monsters Ball match on the regular Impact Wrestling show, and basically it was a way for the Monster Abyss to pull over a new monster in Impact Wrestling, which probably Impact Wrestling dropped the ball on that one months later, within Kong. And now here we are. We're getting close to Bound for Glory for 2018, folks, and we're getting close to the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame dinner ceremony, whichever they do it for that one, where finally Christopher Joseph Park, an original, who is known as the Monster Abyss, and only as the Monster Abyss, going into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame, the first ever Impact Wrestling TNA, which I want to say original, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So well deserved. And basically that's all I want to say for that one. So props to Impact Wrestling for selecting the Monster Abyss to be inducted into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2018. And again, congratulations to Christopher Joseph Park, aka the Monster Abyss. And there you go. So that being said, if you guys can, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. How you feel about the Monster Abyss being in the Hall of Fame for Impact Wrestling. Do you feel like it should be someone else, or you think with the Monster Abyss being there for being the only original there, he's that as well deserved. Let me know what you think. But that being said, thank you for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., the Natural Born Gorilla. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please do so. And if you enjoy this random topic, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. But make sure you give it a 2 thumbs up for the Monster Abyss for going into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2018. With that being said, you all take care. You all have a good night. I'll see you all later on, because I got to do my Impact Wrestling review from last night. So you all take care and peace on the streets. I'll talk to you also. But for now, I'm out. This is for the Monster Abyss. That's what he does, by the way. So take care.